I'm Sarah.
And I am Kim, and I'm also Mimi to our little girls that are going to be on pretty soon.
And we're here to talk about our stitching and mostly our stitching, but anything else that comes up.
Sadly, my knitting has not happened this week, and it really needs to.
I know. I was just thinking I really need to pick out a pattern for a baby sweater.
Yeah.
I have one in mind, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it. I think I have yarn, but I just need to buckle down and get going on it. But
I made that mistake in my pattern, and I'm just dreading. I've already ripped that yarn out and started a different pattern once. I don't want to do it again. I mean, I really like this pattern, but she's a French designer, so the pattern is not translated really well to English, and so I'm a little bit nervous about when I get to the sleeves, but I've made a mistake on the yoke. There's some cute little eyelets that go down, and I'm off, and I have to unknit it. I can't just rip it.
So we'll just talk about our cross stitching today, and maybe someday we'll have knitting to share too. There is some knitting to share today, just not from me or you.
Just not from us.
Let's see. So we really enjoyed reading all your comments to us last week, and we had a few questions for the first time really pop up. So I thought I took a screenshot so that I could easily access them and read them and answer them. The first one was from our friend Jody, who it sounds like you chatted with, but I thought I might read her questions anyways in case anyone else has these questions. She is kind of returning to cross stitch, right, after a long break.
Right.
And she says, I may need a tutorial on back stitching. Do you do everything and then go back and stitch, or do you do it as you go? Does it matter? So I don't know how you do it. I typically wait till the end and do all my back stitching, but as you'll see today in some of my whips, I do some as I go. It just depends on the pattern and how much it will influence the stitching around it.
Yeah. That's kind of what I told her, that in the olden days of stitching, you waited till the very end and did all of it, which I think is why most people grew to kind of hate back stitching. And I just find it really interesting because coming back to stitching, so many of the pattern designers they're just designed differently now, where you don't need all that back stitch. But Jody's doing a dimensions kit, and it's the mason jars with the flowers all in a row. And so she's doing just part of it. And I told her, sometimes I do go and do some of the back stitching when I finish a section, when I know I'm not going to be going back. And I said, if you wanted to back stitch around one of the flowers, if it's not a flower that's touching one you haven't done yet, then go ahead and do it. But her other question was regarding some French knots. And I told her that I would not do French knots until the very end, because she's a hoop user. And if you do your French knots and you put your hoop over that section where your French knots are, it's going to mess them up possibly. So French knots, I always wait till the end to do. And any other like lazy daisies, anything that's on top. But I told her, go ahead and start some of it. I think in that pattern is a lot of white on white, so the back stitching is really going to make it pop. And I told her I think it'll make her feel really good to see that flower come out if she does that.
It really does.
Yeah. And I don't think I really do the correct, I just kind of go up and down and do my back stitching. I know there's tutorials out there that I do sometimes do it like a sewing method, but sometimes I just go up and down. I just want to get that that differentiation in between the stitches.
Yeah.
So
I pretty much always go one stitch beyond and then back and then one stitch. I pretty much always do it that way, which I think is kind of the right way to do it. But
right.
I just do it that way because that's
I got kind of
stitch in hand and use the sewing method. Often that's easier because I can just tuck it down and around.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It does feel easier sometimes. I also don't do long stitches till the very end either, because again, if you're using a hoop, even if you're in hand, I would think you run the risk of catching that on something.
I don't do long. It depends on how long, but yeah, any of those kinds of accent stitches I don't do right away. I'll do those at the end. The other question we had, actually there were two other comments I wanted to mention. Anastasia, who we mentioned in our episode last time, Anastasia Nico is her name on her YouTube channel. asked about Liddy's pot holder that she was making with that little square weaving loom. I should have had her grab it, but it's okay. So she was asking really just what it's called. So I would call that just a little weaving loom, wouldn't you? A pot holder. They sell them in our craft stores. They're usually kind of geared towards children or early or like beginner weaving.
I think Amazon carries them too. Like if you were to put a children's loom and Google children's loom, I bet that would pop up.
So maybe I'll try and, I know they have them on Amazon. So maybe I'll try to link to one so that you can see. I mean, they're not just for children, but they come with those thick bands that make it really easy. The one challenge with ours, like Liddy was just trying to take her pot holder off last night. And the problem with those, if it's not like hooked on really tight, they pop off on the last row. So she got frustrated and yeah, I'll show you. This was sad. She just brought it to me. So she has it all bound off, but then so that it kind of starts to fold up and off, and then the last row came off. So she would have to, I think I can help her. I fixed it with another one of the girls before, but it's kind of laborious because you have to put each one on and then reweave the yellow. Anyway.
There's got to be a way around that happening.
It probably is. It might just be our specific loom. We have two. I might have her put it on the other one and see if it holds it better.
Do you know I had one of those when I was a little girl? That's how old they are.
Oh, really? Yeah. Even with those stretchy, same thing, the nylon top bands. Yeah.
Same exact thing, yeah.
We use them all the time here. I pull them out all the time to put pots and pans on. The girls have made them. And somebody commented, now I'm forgetting who, maybe Gail or somebody, oh no, it was Jody commented that she had some of those that she just got rid of because they were so grimy and old, but they last forever. The last comment that I wanted to mention is that Heather Miller mentioned that she had done some research about Told in a Garden, lavender and lace, and the reason why they looked similar. And I actually found this out when I went to go put the links in the show notes last week. That Told in a Garden, Lavender and Lace, and Butternut Road are all the same. I don't know if they're the same exact designers, but they're the same conglomeration. She probably commented more in her thing, and I forgot to screenshot it. But anyway, if you're interested in finding out more, you can look at her comment on our video last week.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize I bought that Told in a Garden that it was connected to Lavender and Lace, because mine, I'll show it later because I worked on it this week, doesn't really look like.
Right, and one of those ones I showed last week of the Enchanted Garden. It's dark blue. It's a little girl in a dark blue dress. She's got a garden around her.
So pretty.
I really should start one of those. They are so pretty. I really just need to not work. Anyway, it's Butternut Road, and I was thinking that was the name of the pattern, but it's really the name of the division of that company. So, you know, I saw one the other day that was absolutely to die for. I'll have to pull it up for you later. It's another one of those. They are fairies, magic fairy. Fairies. I just need to find it because if people love that style, and I've never seen this
it's a
particular pattern before, so I was like, whoa.
Is it a Butternut Road or Lavender?
It is a Lavender and Lace, and they're called Firefly Fairies, and there are gold beads, and it is just, I don't know what it is about it, but
I've seen that one before.
Have you? I've never seen this one before. She does a close-up of the beads.
Like the Sleeping Beauty fairies, don't they? Look kind of
like. Yeah, they do. Do you see the gorgeous beads?
Fancy.
Yeah. And the shading. I mean, I'm sure. I think these are just DMCs.
Really pretty.
Look at the detail on the bottom of that blue dress.
Oh wow. Oh, that's pretty.
I saw that one and I thought, oh my. I like anything with 3 girls in it though. I'm kind of partial to 3 girls.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, so, okay.
3 girls. Let's let Millie go first. Are you ready? Yeah. Millie has something large to share. You have 2 things to share. You want me to help you hold things? Okay, Millie, how long have you been knitting, do you think? When did you learn? Do you remember? I taught her when she was about 5. So you're how old now?
9.
9. So Millie's been knitting for 9 years. I mean, 4 years. 9 would have meant she started knitting a long time ago. Little tingles there. So, what do you have here to show? What? Uh-oh, there's a couple drop stitches I'm going to have to help pick up. I might grab those right now before they go too far down, now that I'm holding this. Okay. So, it's a little bunched up here. Tell us what you have.
It's a blanket.
I'm drowning in it. It's gonna be like an Afghan, like a lap blanket.
Wow.
And this is some yarn our dear friend Diana gave us, right? Yeah. She was just cleaning out her yarn. It's that.
Is it chenille? Is it
yes.
like minky?
Yeah, it's
chenille.
Kind of. I'm trying to grab a ball of it so that I can show. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a mess here, Millie.
Yeah.
So it's really soft.
Oh, that's going to be so nice and warm and cozy.
So here.
Squishy.
So she's been, how long have you been working on this, do you think?
A year.
She thinks a year. That might be.
She started it.
A little less.
Maybe in the fall last year, I'm thinking.
Wow.
I'm not sure what
Need
to
to
do
get
about that yarn, and we decided she could do a blanket. And she's putting stripes and stuff.
It'll make a great blanket, Mill. Uh-oh, you finished your border last week. Does that mean you get to start? You got to start the fun stuff?
So we have Tiny Modernist from the Just Cross Stitch October magazine from 2019. Okay, it's going to be hard to see. You want me to hold it close? So she did. Look at that beautiful border you did.
It all matched up. I'm going to make you do my borders, Millie.
Did it match up the first try?
No.
No, I think that's where we were at last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we've got
a little tiny start.
Some white.
And
oh, it's not showing up very well on camera.
No, it's not showing up very well. But see how there's like birch trees, or they're probably
this
aspen actually.
Uh-huh. Is that all filled in with white snow?
No. No.
So what was she doing white?
These, it's hard to show. They're tree trunks up on the, okay.
Oh, like a birch. Or, yeah.
So it's like probably an aspen. I'm guessing those are like little aspen leaves.
Uh-huh.
With a gray and white bark. It kind of looks like birch though. Are you doing the fox though?
No.
Oh, raccoon?
Mm-hmm.
So she's doing the raccoon.
Oh, so cute, Millie.
Let's see if I can show better. Maybe you can kind of see.
Oh, I can see it now. Yeah.
It blends in. Once we get the gray in there.
Yeah. That's going to be so cute.
Really nice job. I need to remember to read you some of the comments that people are leaving. I keep forgetting because I just see them like pop up on my phone, the comments, but a lot of times people are leaving comments kind of for the girls. And I keep read them to them. So I need to do that. Yeah, Lydia's like, oh, really? Want to go next row? Okay, oh, Rosie. Here we go. It's not quite finished, is it?
You're getting so close, though. Look at that. When you started showing that, you couldn't even tell where there was a hand, a paw. You couldn't see hardly any of that.
Your paw really shows now, huh? Yep. And have you ever backstitched before? No, so this is all brand new. Let's hold it. I'm going to hold it up to the look.
You're doing a good job, Rosie Pie.
So cute. Are you getting some help with it? Yeah. Mom's helping a little.
Yeah.
Not too much, though. You've done a lot of it yourself.
That's a whole different skill set. Good job, Rosie. You're almost done. You have to start something new.
And, yeah, you keep knocking over my stuff.
It's not my fault.
And what do you have to share today?
I'm making a scarf for my teddy bear.
Have you shown that before?
Yeah, but it was like halfway there.
Oh, so you've done a lot on it.
Made some progress on that.
Yeah.
When are you working on this? When are you planning to work on this week?
Well, at night when Dad reads.
What's he reading?
The Hobbit.
Oh, so you're going to knit during reading time at night?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing on that pattern? Is it a knit row, purl row, or is it just all knit, knit, knit?
Just knit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Cool. Look at that cute stripes, rainbow stripes. Good job, Liddy.
Nice job.
That's the perfect time to knit, too. Somebody's reading to you.
When Mommy usually gets out her stuff, too. I sit and listen and
Yeah.
right now. But sometimes I knit.
I'm trying to get it finished before the fall so we can have a scarf.
For fall?
Teddy bear?
Mm-hmm.
That will be
I
sweet.
bet you'll get it done.
Mm-hmm. I bet you would have it done by the end of the month if you wanted.
Yeah.
If you worked on it every night. Okay, you guys can go to rest time and we'll finish doing this.
Okay.
This might take a minute.
So,
Okay.
what's next? Our finishes?
Finishes. Do you have any finishes to show this week?
I do not have a new finish, but I have an old finish. Yeah, this is from the vault. Well, it's not really from the vault. I use it all the time. This was a shepherd's bush kit.
Oh, you use it. I see. I was like, what are you doing with it?
I use it all the time. It's by my stitching corner, and I stitched this in 2003.
Oh.
I love their kits. I have 2 other ones that are started that I never finished. And they don't take very long because they're so tiny. And the ones I think the ones I have now did not come with scissors, but this one came with scissors, and the purple on the scissors is all worn off. You can't even hardly see it. But
on the enamel, yeah.
Yeah. I have one other.
And I still have it, and all the enamel or whatever over the scissors is also worn off.
But I figured 2003, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, 17 years.
I was a big shepherd's bush stitcher, and I have several kits that I have not started, and I have several that are almost done, and I have a couple that are done and not framed. They're the long, skinny ones, like a band sampler, and so I need to get tall, skinny frames for them. But
yeah, framing is a tricky one. I have something I'm going to order this week for finishing an old project, and hopefully I'll have that in the next week or 2.
Yeah.
I have one that I stitched. Did I do this last year or the year before? I think it might have been 2 years ago.
Maybe.
Hobby Lobby kit. All right, kit I got at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
I don't remember even. Might have been Leisure Arts, or it might have just been like Hobby Lobby brand. I don't remember now. It came with beads. I haven't showed this yet, have I? No.
You did, because I think we talked about the beads.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember that as soon as I started talking about the beads. Well, shoot. I had another summer finish I was going to pull out. Maybe I'll pause and grab it since I showed it.
Pause and grab it.
Okay, so this one is not a very fancy finish, which is why I was thinking I would show it later, because I was thinking I would add to it. Maybe some kind of, like I did with this, I just put ribbon around it. I was thinking maybe I would do something like that on here. This is before I knew the wonders of sticky board. So it's just on foam core. And then I usually just, I have a little clothesline type thing decorating on the wall, and I usually clip it up. This is a Lizzie Kate, and it was one of the little, they come in what looks like a CD case, and I can't remember what the pattern is. Since I wasn't thinking I was going to show it today, I didn't think to look. And it's one I got for super cheap at a closing sale, a little cross stitch store that we happened upon. So anyways, it's really cute.
Really
and I love
cute.
bringing it out. I love the little bees and the dragonflies because we have lots of those here.
So cute.
That's my previous finish. Whips.
Whips. Want me to go first? You want to go first?
I don't care.
You go first.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. Well, I'll show that next week. Let's see. This week, what to start with? I'll just pull one and see. Okay, I worked on, speaking of Told in the Garden a while ago, I worked on my farmer's market. And I added the framework. I'll show the picture again in a second, but this is a little cage that has, I think, geese and rabbits or something. I'll have to look again in the picture. I should know that. So this is what I got done this week, this whole stitchy area here.
Wow, you're really coming along on that.
You know, it is cute. I really like it. I like it more and more as more develops. Let's see. So the picture isn't very good, but this section here is what I was working on, this cage. I think it's rabbits in there and a goose.
Okay, looks like a chicken, but is it a goose?
I guess it's a chicken. Sorry, I thought it had a longer neck.
I think it looks like a chicken.
I think you're right. I think it's a white, or it could be a duck.
Yeah.
I guess I'll know maybe when I stitch it. Maybe it'll be more clear. So I worked on that this week and got those pages kind of put in. I worked on my, I just love this one every time I work on it. I think I smile every time I pull it out.
Yes.
Lily Violet. Recolto di primavera. Basket of spring, I think is what.
Her photograph on the front of that pattern is so cute too. I mean, it just kind of makes you
with all the green.
Want to stitch it.
I finished the basket. Well, I finished the white handkerchief. This was only maybe halfway done before. And I started some of the green in the basket, the stems, just a little. I didn't work on it a lot. I kind of, just one evening I finished that up. It's always really hard for me to put that one away, honestly. I'm always just really enjoying it.
I feel like when I was doing the flowers in that pattern, though, it got a little more time consuming, but I did one half of the pattern and then the other half of the pattern. So, I'm
kind of thinking I might do, I actually thought about this some. I was thinking I might, so I've stitched her, and I've stitched the whole basket, and the bow on this side. So I thought, well, maybe I'll stitch some of the greenery over here, and some of the greenery over here, and I'll stitch the bow. I kind of thought I might bounce back and forth just for variety, and maybe I'll just take a break from the flowers and do the other girl. I might bounce around a little more because I remember you saying that it was a little tedious working on those. And I worked on Light the Way, Come What May for the shores of Hawk Run Hollow. This, again, man, it just doesn't look like I did anything because it's so little, but I worked more on the stones along the bottom of it.
But your colors, your rocks are showing up better today, so you can see.
And this is a bird, and I think it'll show up more when he's surrounded by all of the light. My audio is still okay, right? It's not cutting in and out? I'm wondering.
Okay.
The last, I have two more things. I guess I did more than I thought. I kind of thought this was not a big stitchy week, but I stitched more than I was thinking. Okay, I'm running out of room, but I'm just gonna make it into a little pillow. This is Lindy Stitches. Look how close I am to the edge of that alligator.
Oh my, it's gonna be a really, really, is that as far as you have to go though?
Yes, in fact, I modified it a little and cut one row in so I could just have a little more. I really misjudged this one. I don't know how I did. that. Anyway, it's her little stitch along, and everybody's been wondering what she's riding on. Let me take the needle off for a sec. And can you tell? You can probably tell. Maybe you can't from this picture, but it's going to be an alligator. It's cute.
It's really cute.
He needs an eye and a snout, and then his body goes that way. And I have plenty of room really over here. So I'm going to have to just stitch really, really close along that for a pillow. Oops. It's really cute. It's just,
well, you know what you could do? You could add a fabric, like a quilt.
Around it. Yeah, that's true.
Like a little strip of fabric on each side, like a quilt.
More flat, and then the pillow would curve around. Yeah, kind of like what I did on that other patriotic finish that I had.
And I'm not going to show mine since Sarah just showed it, but I haven't started the alligator, but I did everything else last week. So
alligator, the clue for the alligator just came out this morning, and we were watching something when I first got up, like a news type thing, and I just worked. I was only going to finish the letters, and then I went ahead. the last thing I have, and I couldn't call this a finish because it's not quite finished. It's the one from this book. I'm looking to see. I don't think I have any little ears. So my Jolly July plans were ornaments for each girl, because we always give them an ornament at Christmas time. And I showed my very beginning of a start for this last week.
I love it.
I'm stitching it on my monster size fabric. It's also a very uneven weave. So it's a lot wider, I think, than the original. But look, it's so close.
Oh, look at that little deer.
And the back
that's so
really
cute, Sarah.
Making them pop out. So I just back stitching on the greenery and the bow to do still. So I plan to finish that tonight and start the next one.
It's just so, I mean, you know what word pops to my mind is precious. It's just precious.
I know, I really love it. It's been a pretty easy stitch. I think I'm gonna flip the fabric around for the next one, which is gonna be this one, so it's a little taller rather than longer.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna do those next.
So sweet.
Yes.
So sweet.
It's turned out really cute. Once I got that back stitching in last night, as we were watching Warrior Nun. Warrior Nun. It's like really funny that we're watching that. It's like maybe a poor man's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's not as good as Buffy, but Buffy wasn't super great the first season, so we're giving it a shot. But anyways, I'm watching about nuns who battle evil demons on my little Sweet Jolly July.
I'm still just watching alone. I know how to do a trot line now. I could probably put a gill net out if I had to. I could survive now.
You're getting your wilderness survival, and I'm just learning about how to battle demons.
The last season we just finished last night was teams. So there was like a couple of brothers teams. There was a father-son team. There was a husband and wife team. And I said to your dad, I said, you know, if they were ever going to do a season where you could be like with 3 boys and you could have all 3 of your boys with you, you could totally do that. Because the dad on the last season is 61 years old, and his son's name was Sam, which is my youngest one's name is Sam. And I mean, that dad really, I mean, he really worked hard, and it took a toll on him. And my husband's going to be 65 next month, and he just looked at me and goes, if I did that and I had all 3 boys, I would just be sitting around. Well, yeah, you wouldn't have to do anything. But anyway, it's been fun. He's enjoyed watching it with me. So is that all your okay?
That's all my way.
I was a little single-minded this week. My Hawk Run Hollow did not make an appearance. I did work on Lindy Stitch's little alligator girl, and I worked on, sorry, I've got all my current stuff. So I don't think I showed this last week because I started it on the 4th of July. But did we record? And I don't think so. So we talked about, Sarah, I think, did it, and I started it too on the 4th, on Saturday. Lindy's
I didn't work on mine this week, so I didn't.
Stitch for Sweet Freedom. So I didn't start it till Saturday morning, and we recorded Friday. So basically, I got 2 spools and part of the circle, and we had mentioned that I couldn't find floss that we needed cherry cobbler, and somebody, Sarah, said that they emailed us and said that their store had it, but I had already found it. But we really thank you for that tip, because we will file that away. But I did find it at a shop in Utah, and so that is what cherry cobbler looks like, and it's a little blown out. It's pretty dark. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, when you showed it to me, like on
you can see the variations right there.
Uh-huh.
So Sarah's, I didn't mail your DMC yet, so I'm kind of glad, because I'll pop that in the mail. So I think that'll really be pretty on this pattern. So I did do that just for a little bit on the 4th of July. We had all of our adult local kids over, and it ended up being a much bigger exhausting day than I thought. Not that it was bad exhausting. It's just we had food and everybody was around, and I just felt like I was on my feet all day. But then the other thing I started for my Jolly July was a primitive stitchers. Do you see what I see? I don't have a color copy, but I think this is also precious.
Yeah, that's cute.
I have memories of sitting in my house and listening to Christmas music and singing along to that song. Do you hear what I hear? And so I did get a pretty good start on it. I got the tree and the snow. I had to upgrade I made the snow white. It was more of a dirty white color, and it was blending into my fabric, which is.
Yeah, the last time you talked to me about that earlier this week, did you switch the white after we talked?
No, I think I did it.
You had already switched it.
Yeah.
And you were worried it wasn't showing up enough, but it's showing up great with the dark.
The white, no, the white is. I think I switched it not to be, I went to that 3685 or something. Somebody suggested it for my my Hawk Run Hollow when my off-white wasn't showing.
Yeah.
It's a color that I don't think I've ever really noticed before.
Yeah, it's a nice like neutral white-ish.
I can't find it now.
I'm using it in one of my other patterns. I can't remember what it is now.
It's 3865. So that looks really yellow. It is not yellow.
Yeah, no, it's more like a really pale, wouldn't you call it like a really light, almost like a tea dyed, really, really pale.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't have it with me.
And at first, when I just did the white on there, I did some of the white. I thought, okay, I could see it, but I knew once I got the brown on there, it would pop it out a little bit more. So I'm really happy with this piece. I think it'll go really fast when I have more designated time. But so my Jolly July is just 3-day rotation. So I started this on Monday, and I did this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But my focal piece for my Whipco board and was also my 3-day rotation starting yesterday, but I worked on it a lot this week because it was my Whipco, was my button up, and I am loving this pattern so much.
Oh, look at how much you've done.
So I finished that bottom square where I filled in all that snow. I don't think I had done much snow last week.
No.
And then I'm ready to do all the snow in that second block.
So and then the one with the snow angel?
Yeah, that's a light blue.
Oh, wow.
See the light blue up above it? It swirls around in the white. That's what color that is.
The darker grayish blue color?
Yeah, it's 927, so it's kind of a gray blue.
Wow.
So then I only have to do this square by the end of the month to meet my Whipco bingo goal. And then somewhere
so cute.
Later in the year, when she calls a different number, I've got the last 3 squares to do. But it's going fast. I figured out, of course, if I just do all the little stuff in here, filling in that snow is easy. It's just
mindless.
I really just have a love for it right now. So I thought I better just keep working on it. So what I've been doing is I have my Jolly July pieces that I work a little bit on every day. Every 3 days I change it up, and then I work on that the rest of the night or day that I'm working on. And the other Jolly July that I worked on, the new clue came out for this. It's Fat Quarter Shop's Mystery Mistletoe Lane. And I had not started this last Friday. So it was my Friday, Saturday, Sunday stitch. I told Sarah that I changed my mind, that I would rather stitch a border any day of the week if I didn't have to ever stitch a banner. I really, really don't like banners. And this banner is only partially done. I have to fill in more pink, and then it says Christmas, which I have not done. And I was kind of like, oh man, I really don't want to do that border. I mean, that banner. And then the pattern, the new clue came out today, and it is so cute. I'm not going to show it because I don't know if anybody else is doing it and they haven't seen it. But it reaffirmed my love for this project, because I think what I'm going to do is work on today's clue, because actually, nope, I'm not, because I'm not supposed to work on this one again until the 18th. So, but I might sneak some stitches in and then work on the little motifs. Because basically, if you look at their last mystery cell for Mania, it's a big, it's a piece, but there's little motifs that create a scene. And that's what this is. And so I thought, I could work on the little motif and then work on the banner a little bit and work on the motif and work on the banner than just doing all the banner. I think that'll help me feel a little more motivated. So I think that is all I worked on. I don't think I did anything on my hawk run. No, I didn't, because I did that Lindy Stitches.
Oh yeah.
And this week for my future plans is to work on Button Up today again and tomorrow. And then next week my Barbara Anna Christmas comes back out. And on the 15th, next Wednesday, is the starting date for the Christmas Hawk Run Hollow. Oh. And I've got everything. I just need to get everything in the Flossaways. Why are you laughing? Are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm never laughing at you.
Laughing at me. I have it right here. This pattern is
fly buzzing around my head. I'm sorry. I keep like waving my arms weird. There's just like 2 flies in my house buzzing around my head.
In case you do not know about Hawk Run Hollows, Carolyn Zook really enabled us, and so and then somebody else on her Facebook page started this idea of a stitch along starting on the 15th. So I'm going to do it, and part of my haul is actually fabric. It doesn't show up, but it's basically an antique white. It's Lugana, but I decided after doing my year in Hawk Run Hollow 1/1 that Christmas is going to be over 2. So I had bought a piece of fabric already for this piece, and it's for 1/1, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that again. I like 1/1 a lot, but I'm not doing 2 Hawk Run Hollows at the same time. So I think I might, I don't know. It looks similar to the color that is on the pattern, so maybe I'll just leave it rather than, I thought maybe I would give it a little dip, but I don't want it too dark.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of brown houses. I was
going to say, why don't you pull the threads and
I have them.
Yeah. Make sure there wouldn't be any that would conflict with a dunk, and then you could just do a light one if you really wanted to, but you could just leave it.
I'm ready to go.
There they all are.
I'll just start stitching tonight.
That's how most of my projects look right now. I mean,
well, this is not how this is going to look.
This is super sad. This is how my little Christmas Jolly July ornaments are. This is how I'm storing my threads. Well, I won't show my address, I guess.
Keeping it real here.
I just couldn't even be bothered to find a Ziploc bag.
Okay, I at least have things in Ziploc bags.
It's just like, this is
but
handy.
You know what?
Throw it in.
I bought more of these. They came over a week ago. I've done nothing with them because clearly I still have projects in Ziploc bags. At least I moved to the kitchen and get my bag.
This stuff for the little alligator girl literally sat on my end table like this for the first 2 weeks. And then I was like, oh, look, there's an extra Ziploc. It could have had goldfish in it at one point. I have no idea.
I probably did.
It was handy.
You're going to lose your flosses, Sarah.
I know. I already keep finding a couple. I'm so disorganized right now. I don't know why. I think my basket that I usually keep all my projects in. So when I started Mania, I had them all nicely organized and I just rotated them through. But because I don't have like a specific rotation right now, like I just kind of shove them in and the basket was overflowing and floss is, it's bad right now. So for today, I put all my current ones to share in this cute little basket.
That's a cute little basket. I want that basket.
Goodwill. It was like probably $1 or $2 at my Goodwill many months ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but it's too small to really house all my whips.
This is what my Christmas and July stuff is in. This big old.
I like that basket.
Bad boy.
That one. Don't get
all my other whips that were from Mania or before Mania that I don't want to stick away are in another basket behind my little wing bag. But
that's what I like need to figure out is my like longer term widths probably need a different place to be stored, and then my like
really
ones.
It is hard to organize.
Yeah,
I think, and I don't know if I showed.
I
didn't show my
this if you aren't.
Yeah, you
I'm
know,
like having to dig through other projects to pull floss for a couple of my newer starts because my hobby, like, I mean,
it's a lot of fun.
You're sending me some, that's great. But there's a few that I'm like, oh, I didn't know I didn't have that one on hand. I thought I had it, and I do have it. It's just in another project, and then I have to dig.
Yeah, I am really, really bad that if it's not in my not already in project bags, I will just buy new flosses. And luckily I'm not having to replace a lot of these because I don't have a lot of these. I'm talking about DMCs. I will just go buy new DMCs. And by the way, somebody on one of the Facebook groups I'm on, can't remember what, said that their DMC went up like.
I know, I saw that to like 80.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not what you've been spending for DMCs, is it?
No,
yeah,
no, unless it just
like 69, which is still kind of steep. It feel like it used to be like
25.
Well, yeah, at one point it was 25.
I mean,
but by the time I was probably buying floss myself, it was probably 49.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I started stitching in the 80. What year were you born?
Yeah, because it's just thread.
It was 25 cents. Yeah, and I don't know if they jacked the price up because it was just time to jack it up, or if they jacked it up because of all the COVID stuff. And you know, it's apparently made in France and shipped over, and there was a short. I mean, I think there still is a shortage of some colors, but yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that. But I didn't pay 89.
Yeah, no. I hadn't seen it listed for that anywhere either, but
no,
I hope not.
Okay, what's next on our haul?
Haul, I don't have any, so I forgot to put it down on my little list.
Okay, well, Sarah's haul is sitting on my bedroom floor because I need to send it to her. But I am going to share a knitting haul. This came, and I ordered this project bag.
Oh, wow.
These are hand pieced.
I need to make myself some. I could
look at the cute little liner. Wow. She is from. She has a shop. It's Lowland Originals, Etsy.com. Her name is Renee Luigi's. I think she's in Denmark. She's over in one of the Scandinavian countries. I ordered this when she could start shipping things, and it's taken a long time to get here. Usually her stuff doesn't take that long.
Is it a drawstring close? Not a zipper?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute. This is for your knitting.
This is for my knitting, and it would hold a sock project.
Yeah.
She's got bigger ones, and her prices are really, really not bad, and they're beautifully sewn.
Yeah, really
yeah, it's gorgeous. I see her stuff on Instagram, and then I go. Sometimes what she has is already sold out by the time I see it. So that finally came, and I kind of had forgotten that I knew I'd ordered it because if I go on Etsy, it shows me my past purchases, and I realized that I hadn't gotten it, and then all of a sudden there it was. So I got that. And I'm going to plug this again. This was Misty Purcell's beautiful pattern that she's raising money for a family member that has a very, very aggressive cancer. Mm-hmm. And it is not, I'm sure, a hard stitch at all. But she has DMC equivalents, but I decided to go ahead and get the Belsois silks, which I've never, ever stitched with. And so those came this week to go along with my pattern, and they are a cranberry.
Oh, that's good.
They are really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 2 of those, so I think I'm going to do it on an 18 count, and she said if you did it on a bigger than certain count, you would need 2. But it's just such a sweet pattern, and I would really love to eventually get the lady dot dyed chenille or ribbon, crinkle ribbon. Anyway, so that, another plug for Misty, and also Paul. And then I also got, so somebody on a Facebook group had stitched and shown a finished project, Brenda Gervais. And I commented how adorable it is. And I'm not sure this pattern is still available. I think it still is. But she said, I'll pass the stash.
Aww.
So she did. And It's Hickety Pickety.
I love that.
Isn't that
Goodness.
so cute?
And you when you're done. That's
and
cute.
it's, yeah, I'll pass this dash. It's got her notes on it still. I mean, she just sent it to me.
That is really cute.
I don't know if she watches us, but her name is Linda Feistala. Linda Feistala. So anyway, Linda, if you watch us, thank you so much. I will let you know on Facebook that I got it too. But anyway, that was kind of fun.
That's really fun.
I passed a couple things off. It might have been on Stitching with the Housewives Facebook group. People tend to offer to do that if they're done with it.
Huh.
I don't think there's a problem with that. I mean, I feel like
I think I see other people doing that on Flosstubes, like, oh, so-and-so passed me this when they were done with it, and I'll pass it when I'm done. So
yeah, anyway. And then also last week I had told people that I had used Joann's sticky board. I was very unhappy with how not sticky it was. So I went on Amazon and ordered 3, or 2. I ordered 2 8x10s. But what I didn't realize is that each one is 3 in a pack. I ordered 2 packs. So now I have 6 8x10s.
Nice.
Which makes me very happy because I need to reframe 2 things.
That's
but this is the brand that I've always used, and I think, did you hear that? I think somebody's in our shower, and the water just came on in the room next to me. Great, sorry guys. Then my last fun haul came from Lindy, Stephanie Webb, Lindy Stitches, and I have to say this made me giggle when I got this out of my mailbox. This is what she drew on the back, and I just thought that somebody else showed that they got theirs in the mail, and they had, I think, a giraffe. But it was a kit that she was offering, and it's called Let Us Rejoice and Eat Cake.
Oh yeah, I saw her post.
I haven't even. That one today that she showed, the little dancing birds, is a kit too.
So she has a new. If you don't follow Stephanie at Lindy Stitches, she has another new design that's a kit. And it is cute and quirky and fun. It's called Blue-Footed Boobies. And it's
Blue-Footed Boobies. So this is,
bird.
I took it out of the package. So it's a pillow.
Oh, did it come with those little candles?
Yes, it came with these little adorable candle pins.
So
it comes with these flosses. It comes with the chenille, because there's chenille along the bottom there. It comes with this XOXO fabric.
Oh, wow, it came with everything.
It came with this fabric, which must be the backing fabric. Wow. It came with interfacing, and it came with this, I haven't even opened this until just now, this beautiful blue, I'm so sorry, to get good lighting, beautiful blue, can you see it?
Yeah, I think so.
If I move it up.
Yeah. I think it's,
it's a pale blue.
Yeah, I can see it.
I hope this is not 40 count. No, it's not 40 count. It's probably 36 count. So anyway, I don't know. I just thought, and I thought, I really want that. I don't order kits very often, and I see other people that order kits from Brenda Gervais and some of these other famous designers, and they come with all this adorable stuff, and I'm like, this was not that expensive, and it just was too sweet to pass up.
That is really sweet.
So anyway, that was my last haul, except for our giveaway.
How fun. I had one other thing I was going to show today. It doesn't really fit in any of the categories, but when we showed the girls' knitting doll a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And I had mentioned that I have one that you gave me a long time ago.
Yes.
I found it when I was digging through for some other thing. And this is what, it's missing a peg. It's not missing it, it just doesn't have it glued on. I need to re-glue it. So this is what I have designed. It's all kind of.
There was like a company back when I bought that for you, I'm pretty sure, that a lot of because I homeschooled Sarah most of her life, and it was like natural made toys. Like,
here's my fabric for it. It's all bunched up. I haven't worked on this for so long because I need to re-glue it. Yeah, it's from, there's the peg. It came with, they call it the Colonial Corker. And
wow.
it came with directions on how to do it.
So long ago.
Directions on how to make a trivet or a trinket basket, which maybe I should do a basket. I was always thinking I would do a rug because I love braided rugs. Did you know that about me? Love them.
No.
I really want some braided rugs,
Yeah.
but I really want to make them. So I suppose I should.
You know what? My grandma, your grandma, great grandma Fearing had a huge living room size oval braided rug. When you said that, it just popped into my memory of being at her
Do you
house.
think she probably made it or inherited it?
She probably inherited it from maybe her mom. I don't know. It was huge though. It was gorgeous. It was all browns. And, it was all colors.
This is not quite like regular braiding. Like it's not a braided rug, but I think I could turn it into a rug just by sewing it flat. So anyways, it just takes those little tiny strips of fabric. So a yard of fabric goes a long way when you're braiding them together. Anyway, so
cool.
I kind of want to.
Can't believe you still have it.
I know. I just have had it tucked away, and I pull it out every now and then and try to work on it. But I just need to find Jesse's wood glue and I can glue that peg back on myself. I just need to find it. So maybe I'll have that this week, and sometime I'll have another picture.
Yeah.
Do you have any shout outs or anybody you watched this week that you?
The person that I watched the most was somebody that we shouted out last week.
Oh yeah.
And it was
Anastasia.
Sarah will link it. She is a Russian girl. I call her a girl because she's young, in Beijing. And the first two videos I watched were really, really long because she was doing all of her finished pieces. When she got back, I think she stitched a long time ago and then came back to it, and she had some gorgeous pieces and funky pieces. And so I watched a couple of those while I was just stitching in the evening when everybody else was out or in bed already. So I watched a more current one of hers, and I really enjoy her. So that's still the one I've been watching.
Yeah, go watch her. If you haven't checked her out and you watch us, you will enjoy her. She has a very sweet mannerism, and her projects are beautiful and creative and fun.
And it's been really interesting because she talks about the stitching community in Russia. She's part of some Facebook groups and some chat groups and stuff, and they have a real different approach to stitching than I feel like we do. So it was very interesting to hear her talk about the stitching community. And another one that I really used to watch was Stitching with Luda, and she is, I want to say, I don't know where she lives. I think they move a lot for her husband's job, but she is Lithuanian, possibly.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I haven't watched her for a while. She used to do an English video and then a Russian video, or I shouldn't say Russian necessarily, but whatever her native language is. And then she would do Russian, then she'd do English.
At one point, they might have been living in Ukraine. Is that?
Ukraine, that's what I'm thinking of.
Her for a long time, and I didn't ever watch all her back ones that might have been more introductory of her life.
Yeah, I think they are. You're right. It's Ukraine, not Lithuania. It's Ukraine.
Yeah.
And if you want to see some gorgeous pieces,
beautiful.
Follow her on Instagram.
And whips those out, makes me feel so slow.
I don't know how she does it. I mean, these are full coverage pieces that are just, anyway, stunning. So
I really enjoyed, I've watched her before, and she doesn't have, her last video was a month ago. It's Blue Bonnets and Whiskey, and her name is Kristen, I don't know if it's Eilertz. That's how I would guess you would say her last name, but so Blue Bonnets and Whiskey, just a sweet, I just like watching her. She has a lot of eclectic patterns, some bigger pieces and some smaller ones, and I don't know, she has a few whale ones. Her mania, she was working, that's what her last video is working on. Each piece had like a whale in it, and so that was enjoyable. I just like whales too.
Yeah,
I thought a lot of those were cute, and kind of was getting some ideas for my summertime pieces in the future. So
I watched one of hers and I loved it, and then I think we started there were just so many new ones that I found that I need to go back and watch her. I did subscribe to her.
Yeah, so I think she might have 8 out, And I've watched 2 or 3 of them, so I have some that I can back watch while I wait for her. But I also follow her on Instagram and get to see every once in a while when she so I just thought I would mention that is a fun one if you don't already watch her. She has a large following. I think she's probably pretty well connected in the cross stitching world prior to floss tubing. So like I doubt my shout out is going to do anything to benefit her per se, but you should check her out if you haven't already. She's really enjoyable. And you said you have a giveaway this week.
I do have a giveaway. I ordered this and I thought, oh, this is so cute. We need to give one of these away. So I'll order a different one for myself and I'll give away this one. So this just got released, I think, this week, and my store doesn't even have it in it yet because it always takes longer. But it's the new Halloween just cross stitch Halloween Spectacular. And oh my gosh, you guys, I know not everybody loves Halloween, and I don't like the scary dark side of Halloween, but I love little kids in costumes, and I love the quirky sweet part of Halloween. And there are some, most of them are just little projects. So if you just wanted a couple little pillows to tuck in with your fall stuff that you might have, this would be lots of options in here. I'm just going to see if I can find one that I can show. There's like bookmarks. There's also some bigger projects if you want bigger projects. It's very, I haven't even really looked through the whole thing because it came today and I grabbed it when I got back from grocery shopping. But one of the ones that I loved in here is this. Let me find it really quick. I showed it to Sarah before we started.
Oh, it's so fun.
I don't want to bend it too much. It's just this little quirky little boo.
Are the eyeballs stitched or are those buttons?
The eyes?
Yeah, the eyes.
Those must be buttons. Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about this. I have a finished piece from years ago that I used to put out at Halloween, and I used the glow-in-the-dark Krennic in it.
I remember this piece.
And this calls for it, the lime green, and I think I still have mine. So anyway, that is a cute little finish. Anyway, I would love to pass this on to anybody that would love to have it or just have it in their collection, even if they don't stitch anything out of it this year. I feel like we've done a lot of Christmas stitching giveaways, and this would be kind of a fun fallish one. So I guess you could just tell us if you like stitching Halloween or not, and if you put the word Halloween in, you'll be in the drawing. How's that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
But anyway, we would love to give that away, and I love that it just came out. I kind of start stocking my grocery store gets that magazine in, but the stores always get them in a little bit late, and I've been stocking that shelf every time I go shopping every week to look to see if it's come out, because the ornament one usually comes in there too. But I went ahead and ordered this one on Etsy shop. So yeah, that's our gift to one of our viewers.
Fun.
That's all I've got. What's your future plan? Just your ornaments?
Yeah, just the ornament. I feel like if I try to stitch one of those ornaments a week, that's about all I can really get through. I might work a little bit on my I don't think I have it over here. My Snapperland from Bent Creek. Yeah. And try to make some progress on that one, just kind of for Christmas in July. And that one is another one of those pieces, where I have a lot of those going right now where you just enjoy stitching it. I suppose I should feel like that about every one of my stitches. But I think bigger projects, you often get to a point where it's like, okay, it's a little bit just like boring, but you got to do that part. But apparently my favorites are like motif type stitching or smaller ones, but I love when they're together into a big piece, like the snapper I'll do all a row. So I think I might work on that, and that's all I really have for like plans. I think I'll work on my Milk and Cream Co. because I like that one. And our calf was born. Was that this week? Yes. Talk about that. So finally, we've been waiting, and I think we've mentioned it in multiple episodes now. We bought in April a cow that was pregnant, and they told us at the time that she should be due in May, but the people we bought her from did not do the actual breeding, so they probably didn't know precisely when she had been bred. So we were waiting, and finally this week we woke up one morning and there was the baby calf. And we are first time, not cow owners, because we've owned steer. This is the first time we've had like a mama and a calf. And so we were nervous that we didn't know how quickly the baby should be up and nursing. And she was a first-time mom. She is a first-time mom as well. And so it was actually going smoothly, but we didn't know if it was going smoothly. So it ended up being fine. And it's a little bull calf that will raise as a steer for beef. And now we have a calf. So
does he have a name yet?
No. I told my husband that he should be the one to name it this time, because the girls named one cow and I kind of named the mama. Her name is Jubilee. And he hasn't named it. I think he threw out like a steak type name, but I don't think he was serious. He might.
A1. Just call him A1.
Now we're just calling him baby right now, but he won't be such a baby for very long. He is cute, and if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see some pictures, and I need to get out there one evening or one afternoon soon and take some cuter pictures of him. He's part Jersey, part Angus. He looks more Angus than Jersey, which will be good, I think, for beef. But yeah, so we have a calf, and so I was thinking about working on my milk and cream company because we're getting ready to start milking her.
And you started it when you got her, so.
And I started it when we got her, and we're waiting all this time. So I probably will work on that. So that's the big news around here. We've got kittens that are getting ready to go to new homes.
Are they already?
Yeah, well, in the next couple weeks.
Wow, time's just flying by.
I think they're either 5 or 6 weeks. I'd have to go back and look at the calendar. So they'll be ready in the next couple weeks to go. So we're trying to line up homes for the 3 that we're not keeping. And we still have the chicken living in with the rabbit. I don't know if we talked about that, but we do.
Yes, you have.
And yeah.
It's just a regular smorgasbord over there.
Oh,
hey.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Oh, sorry. I'll leave it alone.
Are you decent? I hope you're decent because we're recording.
Yeah, I'm decent.
That is my oldest son, who lives in a trailer on our property.
Trailer dwellers.
Trailer. There are trailer dwellers. We love them.
So that's all I really have. That was the big news around here this week, was the new calf.
Okay. I got no news. My week has just been work and stitching and trying to stay home as much as possible, even though things in my area are open a little bit. Numbers are still going up of COVID, so
my friend showed me a picture today, just really quick, just as long as we're talking about COVID. So since we're in phase 1.5 now, retail stores are able to start opening up with limited capacity. And apparently the Ross, is Ross national, like, is that something around the country? It's like I think it is. It's kind of like TJ Maxx or one of those like
discount clothing store.
But it's not our Ross is not as nice as TJ Maxx. In fact, it's not as nice as other Rosses I've been to. And I don't always call Ross a super great store. Anyways, but there was like a line of like 100 people waiting outside to get into Ross. And my friend and I looked at each other and we were like, there is nothing at Ross that we could even imagine is worth waiting in that long line to get into. Like everything at Ross is cheaper than like Amazon, but you could still, anyways, that was crazy to me. So that's the first time I really have heard of any stories about anything that's opening up and how it's going. Because I haven't, even though we're opening more, I've only been to Costco still. So, but supposedly we're open for like outdoor dining for restaurants.
Okay.
So maybe.
Well, I'm kind of half expecting any day to find out that our indoor dining's been shut down again, but we'll see. I don't really look at the numbers because I don't really trust all the numbers all the time, but I know they've been going up. So my husband and I went to Costco yesterday morning for the senior hour, which was really great. And there was like, we kind of panicked at first. We pulled in and we're like, oh my gosh, the parking lot wasn't that full, but there was a line. And we're like, I knew that there had been lines to get into Costco, but I thought that had kind of died down and they weren't really limiting people because Costco's are huge. I'm like, wow, there's a line. And it was kind of raining. And as we were walking up to get in line, I saw that the doors were just going up. So there was maybe only 100 people, maybe not even that many. I don't know, maybe 100 people in line. But when you got into the store, it felt very empty and stocked. You know, the shelves were really stocked. So that was kind of fun because we haven't not been in a Costco, and we don't go all the time. But there's certain things we like from Costco. We haven't probably been in one since February, maybe January. So that it gave us a little bit of a feeling of normal life, even though we had to wear a mask. And we kind of felt like kids in a candy store. So that we did that, and I go to the grocery store.
Never had a feel at Costco. I just have to say that's not ever a word I would.
Oh.
Yes, if I hadn't been able to go, but even then.
Yeah, no, there's things that I forgot that I got there that when we did it, because we did do some Instacarts, but my daughter-in-law, the trailer dweller's wife, she would come in and say, hey, do you need anything? And I'd have to kind of stop and think, what do I usually get from there? And anyway, I was like, when we got there yesterday, I'm like, oh yeah, we used to get this, and I really kind of did miss this. So anyway, we did that, and I go to the grocery store, and I've gone to a Joann's and Target like twice. So I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to, just want to be safe about it. So you should totally go to Hobby Lobby if they open though.
I'm keeping tabs. I'm not going to go stand in like a 3-hour line to get into Hobby.
No.
Hobby. I'm not going to go spend enough money to make that much time worth it.
You know, our Hobby Lobby,
awesome fabric.
When our Hobby Lobby opened for limited capacity, I called the one that I would go to, and she said that they were busiest around the lunchtime hour.
Yeah, like I could imagine going early or late, but I wouldn't go at lunch.
Lunchtime hour, and she said the line, maybe you waited, at their worst was 10 minutes in line to get in. So it wasn't crazy bad. I don't think it's like a clothing store, maybe. And especially if your Joann's opens too, or your Michael's. I don't know what you've got over there. It takes some of the pressure off. And once the novelty that they're open wears off,
that's the thing. Like, I think it would not be like that for a long time. I think it would be kind of like the novelty would wear off. So I'm just probably wouldn't rush out the first week, even though I really would like to, because I just don't really want to stand in line with a bunch of people.
So anyway, we hope you guys are all safe and well and enjoying your summer in whatever way you can. I cannot believe that we are in almost the middle of July.
No, time is flying. I've started school planning too. So that's like crazy because I feel like we just stopped school, which we didn't. It's been a month. So summer's going fast, and we hope you're enjoying it and already starting to think about Halloween. So leave that in their comments if you're interested in the giveaway. Like us, like our video, subscribe, share us with others that you know that might enjoy us, and let us know what you're stitching or any thoughts or questions. We really do love your comments. Like,
we do.
Make our day. And I will share all the back comments with the girls this week. I can't believe I keep forgetting to do that. Every time I read one, I'm like, oh, I gotta remember to read this to the girls. And then